Cheers. JD.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We just got chastised by a child.
Yes.
It was awesome. Jared's child.
Welcome to another edition of Road Trippin. I'm Allie Clifton. He's Channing Frye. Richard Jefferson. You know that. And
Do we? What's his name?
what's his name? You tell us his name.
Dudley.
You tell us his name.
Ever since July 14th, they've been knowing my name a little bit more with the Lakers. I'll tell you that. That's one thing. Hey, I'll tell you that. I can't go nowhere in peace.
Oh, man.
You love it though.
I do. I do. I've been wanting this.
Yeah.
I've been playing on young teams
Yeah.
for the last 7, 8. I've been the oldest guy
Yeah.
on every team I played the last 3 or 4 years. So it's good to be here in LA. It's I got a story about Richard Jefferson when I was in Phoenix
Oh dear. Let's go.
getting DMPs. He was playing for Cleveland. They beat us. We were hanging out. Nightcap. Can't tell you where we were at, but we were out. And he was like, man, just stay in shape. Wait for your turn. I'll come back around for you. You'll be on a playoff team. And here we are, 6, 7 years later.
Come on, right?
Here we are. It's right. It's a true story.
But this, even as a vet to another
Yes.
vet, you can give encouragement.
Yes.
I had people give me encouragement, just saying like, "Hey, listen, stay." I was in
Yes.
Utah, right? So Golden State, they turned a corner, but then I went to Utah. We were trash.
Right.
Dallas a little bit, and then I obviously came. But Dallas, we were a playoff team. But it was like, dude, you gotta keep your head down.
Keep it.
You know what's crazy? I got that speech from Cleveland and got traded to Cleveland that same year. Hey, they walloped us in Orlando.
Right.
And I was like, man, this sucks. Like, we're so talented. Like, if you put names on that list, we should have been easy playoffs.
Right.
Right?
Where?
And just in Orlando.
You out your mind.
Victor Oladipo.
Young, he was young.
Okay,
Young.
Tobias,
It was a Victor.
Vooch.
Yeah.
but you-
Alfred Payton, Fournier.
takes a while.
No, but you're talking about guys that were
Aaron
like,
Gordon, like that.
But you had guys that were like 3 years before
it,
they
yep.
were ready. Now, like, yeah,
But
you
still,
look at the
to
names
compete,
now,
though. Yeah.
But at the time,
Yeah.
there was a lot of guys trying to get them contracts.
Oh, man. But anyways, so they walloped us. So we went. Obviously, there's only one place to go in Orlando. Rocco's Tacos. What's up? Hook your boy up. So we went out after that, and Richard's like, dude, come back to the hotel, meet the guys. I was like, fuck. Like, y'all beat the shit out of us by 50. I don't want to go over there. So I went over there anyways. It's near the crib, right?
Okay.
Got a free ride. And it was like, they're like, man, just keep your head, obviously same thing. Like, keep working out, stay in shape. You never know. You might be on a team. And like on trade day, my agent was like, you're either going to Cleveland or you're going to the Clippers. I was like, well, damn, I don't know Cleveland. What's the weather like? And they were like,
Awful.
it's snowing.
It's so
It
awful.
literally was snowing. And they were like, I was like, what's the weather like in LA? They were like, 77 and sunny. I said, shit.
I know you wanted LA.
I gotta be honest with you. When you got traded to Cleveland, I was not happy about it.
None of
I'm
us
a
were.
born
I
and
wasn't.
raised Ohio girl, had been with the team for a couple of years already, and they traded Anderson Varejao for Channing Frye.
Yeah.
Like, Andy was like
for
the
sure.
face
Yes.
of the franchise.
I could see that.
It was
what?
sad. Like, I think I should have
think people
cheered.
are
Y'all
still
forgot
upset
about him
Yes.
now, huh?
He was perfect for him.
Nobody
He was perfect.
loves Cleveland. I have my own beer in Cleveland. Do you?
No,
Yeah,
no,
I did.
no.
Short sale. It blew up. Sorry. Sibling revelry. Holla at your boy.
Hey, man.
Holla
Is
at
this
your
kind of
boy.
like
Get the Fry PA.
Is this kind of like a homecoming,
It is.
right?
from
I mean,
San
you
Diego.
played with the Clippers.
Stop
but
it.
That was my worst experience. Not just going to the Clippers. It was the worst year of my career, and you thought it was going to be my best because I got traded from Phoenix to Clippers, championship pedigree, was hurt the whole time. Had a riffraff between Doc Rivers. I think he's a phenomenal coach, but we had our little problems of like just being honest of how it is, and that happened. And our team, as you saw, kind of blew up in the playoffs. And so that's the 1 year. I went from there actually to Milwaukee at that time. When you went to Milwaukee, it was like, hey, this is it.
It's purgatory.
I called him. Hey, this is why it's so funny. I called Richard Jefferson because he was just there. I'm like, yo, hey, how is it about Milwaukee? Jay Kidd, I want to ask advice. And that's what people understand. The NBA is like a brotherhood. And so you got to call people, and obviously your reputation is everything. For RJ being a good vet, he's like, hey, man, our Coach Kidd's a good coach. You do what he says, just play the role. And that's exactly what I did. I played the role. We made the playoffs. They were the worst team in the league at that year. I was the oldest player on that team at 30, 31.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy.
What are you now?
Oh, and
40,
now you're
42?
34, young 34.
reunited.
Huh?
Now you're reunited with Kid.
Reunited with Kid. I mean,
about that.
it's just a small circle. You get it. You do stuff like that. This show, he calls me to do this show. I can't say no to this guy.
Yeah. He thought it was a
Can we
damn
please-
phone
can we-
interview.
wait.
That's disrespectful.
Can we please talk about?
We got
Here we
16
go.
different lights here.
I'll show you the text, too.
Yeah,
I'll show
can
you
we
the text
please
of this
talk
guy.
about it?
Hey, Jared, you free to do road tripping? Yeah, I said, no problem. Yeah, 12 o'clock. Or I said between 12 and 3. I said, I got to work out with the Lakers. When she could have just thrown in.
He did not say that.
He could have thrown in. I said, I got to work out. He said, he could have said, hey, it's right next to the facility.
Right next to the facility.
He didn't say that. I said, hey, put me down around 2 o'clock. He's like, all right, cool. And then, hey, are we still on? I said, yeah, just call me.
Yeah, I said it's right.
Yeah. He said, bro, and so you know what? I was like,
I said it's right. I said it is that spectrum. So being that he's on the Lakers, I assume that he would know.
No, he just got here. He's been here 5 minutes.
He's had one
I thought he
interview
was
with
a
us.
local guy.
But hey, as a professional, I said, hey, I'll come right now. I was literally in my house, took my son. You know how everyone knows about athletes. You take the afternoon nap. It's the most crucial.
You were saying, I'm waiting for my afternoon nap. As soon as this is over, it's nap time.
I need no naps.
These are my guys. I said, I race right here in traffic.
You did when we were
Waves,
on the phone. You were like,
dipping.
Get the keys. Grab the keys. Let's go.
Let's get the keys.
Now I'm here. Now I'm here drinking wine.
I appreciate you.
Right.
Feeling good. Free wine. You get a wine and bottle to go.
So,
Yes.
Jared, like your name has come up a few times.
Yes.
Your name has come up. I remember.
You're a Twitter bully.
I remember texting, chatting, and just being like, "Yo, stop arguing with crazy people. Stop arguing with. Stop getting into Twitter arguments."
Okay.
So we had JR on here a little bit ago, and we were talking about like changing the role and being a vet and like how things can come full circle. And an individual that we don't need to name mentioned your name in defense of somebody else.
Yes.
In defense of somebody else, of Carmelo. Also threw a couple other names in there.
Right.
And when you see this and you're like, yo, what did I do? You're like, I ain't done
Casualty,
I was like, I've just been sitting over here like playing my role, being hard, playing hard, doing all the vet stuff, and all of a sudden you just get thrown under the bus. The bus gets reversed, run over you again.
Did it hit you?
Right.
Like what? Like what was your thing when people were kind of like, oh well, Carmelo's better than Jared. He should be able to. And it's just like that's not how this league works.
That's not how and people don't understand it. For one, I think Carmelo. I'm actually an honest person. I'd tell you if I think Carmelo shouldn't be in the league. He should be, but there's a certain role you have to play later in the career, and that's one thing that he struggled with the last couple of years. Now, when it comes to dealing with this guy about responding to me, I wasn't going to say anything. Now, when you play for the Lakers, it's different from me playing from Brooklyn, Phoenix. I used to respond to everybody.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, I play with LeBron James, Anthony Davis. The brand's bigger than I'm not trying to take away from the brand. Yeah. So for me, I wasn't going to respond. But he said my name 3 times. Okay? 3 times, all right? He said my name 3 times in the interview. And then you got ESPN picking up balls. Like, you got over 1 million people, and now you have to get involved. Because for me is, after basketball, I'm gonna be in this media. I'm gonna be a general manager, coach. So I got to stand out. And then I'm trying to teach young fella, hey, listen, man. For one, it's my 13th year. I done played over 800 games. Now I know what my role is. Sometimes it might not even to play. Hey, I might have to hold down the locker room. Yeah. They don't see what happens in that one, and so you can't take away from a vet. What it is this is on Carmelo. This is on Carmelo to be able to show these general managers. I got to show. I'm at a minimum. So for me being a minimum player right now, I got to show to be able to get another year. And sometimes it might be mentoring Kyle Kuzma. I might not even have to score a bucket. Now, I expect to score and play well, but it might be, hey, how can I help his development? And that's where certain star players, where it's hard to adjust. I think the best we've seen is D. Wade going to the 6th man. Now you see him working out with guys. And so I'll respond if need be, and I try to tend not to. But this guy...
Well, then Channing.
Well,
Channing jumped in.
Because here, and let me say this: if they would have said, like, in my 14 years, I played with a lot of people, right, and I've had a lot of great friends, and some guys I respect as players, some guys I respect as people, some guys I respect like just because they're grind, even if it was selfish. But when it came to you, I was like.
Protective.
I kind of felt a certain way.
Come on, man.
And they made fun of me.
Yes.
Because, look, I love my Cleveland guys, right? But they made fun of me because I said, hey, one of my favorite teams was that 2010 team.
Yes.
Right? Where we were picked, I think we were picked 10th. Right? Because they made that trade for Shaq. Amari got back from his eye thing. Like, they didn't know who I was. They didn't know what Robin was going to do. They didn't know you. And we, like, kind of grinded out. We were doing videos. Steve was the first one to do the videos
One
on
of
the
the most
bus.
fun years.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
sure.
For sure.
Yes.
DJ Bamboozle was trash.
Wait, is that a real name?
That's my best friend. He's now he's actually in Paris DJ now, but back then he was his first gig.
Garbage.
He was terrible. Now
He's so
now he's
terrible.
worldwide.
He's rap.
But he got so many. But listen,
this
so
sound
for
like
me,
go ahead.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
I felt like, here's what happens when I argue. Let's talk about the statement, right? His statement was incorrect. And I felt like if you're going to make a statement about Melo, you don't need to include anybody else in the league because they've earned it. I don't care if this dude doesn't play. Somebody sees something, let that man, you don't know what his parents have sacrificed for him. You don't know what he's sacrificed. If you're in the NBA or you're trying to get to NBA, much respect to you, whether I like you or not. Much respect to you. So for me, and being that I know you, I felt like that was a personal hit. My response, right, had nothing to do with his agenda or, his mental health or any of that.
And that's tricky now because you get the mental health. Now, if you attack him,
No.
now, you know what I'm saying? Now it's over. You're done. You're done.
No.
Right?
I completely disagree.
No,
and
but-
that was one of the reasons why, so this is what happened. Channing defended you.
Yep.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he started going at Channing, and then I start standing up like, all right, Richard, calm down. Like, Richard,
Because I felt
this
like,
is-
here's my thing.
I don't get into arguments to talk. I get into them to end them, right? Like, that's not one of my things. And so, my biggest thing is look, no, once you open yourself up, if you want to have an intelligent conversation about, I believe this person should be this, blah, blah, blah. But once you start tearing people down,
Facts.
once you
It's-
start pulling people down in
It's
order
fair
to
game.
lift someone else up, then you're fucking fair game.
Right.
Like, look, at the end of the day,
But if we go at him tough,
no.
That's when
That's fine.
Right.
That's fine. Part of playing it in our league in any professional sport is not just being able to handle it physically. It's being able to handle it emotionally.
For sure.
It's being able to handle it mentally. And look, we can sit here and say there are people that are ultra talented, that are crazy talented, but if they don't have the mental capacity to do the 82-game grind, then this ain't for them. Now, that doesn't mean that we need to change our league to make it more mentally friendly.
Right.
We should be able to open up conversations about it, and we should be able to talk and try and facilitate a safe space for everyone. But once someone steps outside that boundary,
For sure.
and it was like, oh, well, screw this person.
Yes.
This person ain't this. This person ain't
There
that.
was nothing between the two of you. He literally just threw your name out there.
I've never met that guy. I'm telling you,
Yes.
I never met him. He didn't play a game in the NBA. I didn't play against him in college. So when he said my name the first time, someone hey, some guy said something about you. It happens all the time. When you get past year 10, 11, you become the old guy.
Yeah.
Oh, he's sorry. He's just like, listen, come on. We know how to play a role to keep this thing going longevity. So when I heard this, and then I see the video, and then he's talking about, I'll slap someone who says, for one, this is not about who's better.
Yeah.
Usually, if you look at the best team, it's the best chemistry, all 5, all 10, 15
Everyone
guys.
has a role.
And
Yep.
so the thing about it, here's the thing, is I actually said some stuff about Melo back in the day that I somewhat regret about him not liking his game. But to be honest with you, I want him in the league. Melo's a good player. I think he deserves a nice send-off, and he should be able to play. But that being said, it's only 350 spots.
Yeah. So my thing is this, and I had the fortune this year of working with Brooklyn. Brooklyn, not expected. Haven't been to the postseason in years. The crazy trade that happened years ago with Kevin Garnett. And then, so I'm, working the games with Brooklyn, and I'm spending a lot of time there, but I'm also watching you and how you're dealing with all of the young players
For
there.
sure.
So Brooklyn was one of the surprise teams this year in the postseason. Right? You were, but no one expected anything. But a lot of it had to do with your veteran leadership. And, this is not even to gas you up, but it was just like you said, you were playing a ton. Then they were playing Rondé Hollis Jefferson.
Right.
And then maybe they were playing Rodion.
Yes.
Right? So it was and you were just like, hey, I'll play. Maybe I won't play. If
sure.
they don't
If
play
you
you
know
for 2
basketball,
weeks, if they don't play
you
you for
put
2
your
weeks,
hands up and say,
you
hey.
show up and come up, be ready.
sure.
If they weren't playing you, you were the first one to stand up and cheer on the bench and support. And it was this is what more teams need. This is what teams are looking for. So the minute your role got compared to what Carmelo was, I was like, no, you're misguided.
For sure.
You're completely misguided, young guy,
Yes.
young fella. And this is not the first time you've been misguided. And so that was the issue for me. It was not there was a lot of truth in what he was saying.
There is.
Right? It's like Carmelo deserves to be in the league. End of statement. You don't need to kill LeBron.
Right.
You don't need to tear you down. And that was the part where it's like, and all of a sudden in the Twitter trolls and all the things start popping up and then everyone wants to talk about it. But at the end of the day, there was some truth to it. Is Carmelo needs to be in the league. That's the end of it. But Carmelo also has to own up to his own responsibilities, which he has, saying basically like, hey, I probably didn't handle a few things the right way in my career the last few years, and now this is why I'm in the position, trying to work my way back. Meanwhile, a veteran like yourself, over the course of your however many years, you've accepted whatever role has been, and it's not, and this is the thing I say, it's not about so much accepting your role, because a lot of people can just be like, fine, it is what it is, but it's accepting your role with enthusiasm.
Yes.
And you accepted your role with enthusiasm, and I watched it all year, so when the Lakers brought you in, I was like, that's what they need. Mm-hmm. They need a veteran guy that if one day you don't play, next day you're going to show up in practice, train the same way, then go into a game, not playing, give everything that you have, and then maybe you might not play a week. That's not for every player. Not every player can handle that.
But people don't understand, especially with younger teams. It's a little bit different with older teams, which I've been on my last couple of years, is the veterans, you're a counselor. Mm-hmm. Hey, when it comes to, you're a counselor to young guys. Hey, you're a financial advisor. You a girlfriend and boyfriend. And so what I'm on.
Listen, I felt like Bevmo on the team last year, dog. I was like, what's up?
For sure. So
because listen, nobody, not to interrupt you, but
go ahead.
On our team,
a
lot of the guys are so, when you're young, you are so singularly focused into, they're going to give me a contract. I need this. I need to score 20. I say, you don't need to score 20. And he's going to just...
He's just going...
we need to hear his voice.
Oh, yeah. So you don't need to score 20. That's not what we need. That's not what they're looking at. Your 20 on 20 shots is awful for us, and it looks awful. Your 16 on 8 shots is amazing. Your 16 on 10 shots is amazing. Your 16 with 4 assists, that's big money. Because then the next year you may get 18 and 8. Next year you may get 20 and 10, right? And now you're developing. But a lot of these guys I feel like what I've learned over the years is dealing with young teams is these guys are so hyped from junior high, high school, college, and they're only in college for 1 year where the coach goes, you're only here for 1 year, here's the ball, go.
Right.
And then it gets a league and it's like, yo, you ain't gonna stop it. You ain't got the ball, like stop it.
I mean,
you don't even know basketball.
I mean, for us, we had 10 guys on 1 year deals. And anytime you know that, it's hard to win that way because, for one, your selfishness comes out and you want to be able to score and be able to put the numbers up. So with D'Angelo, and then you had the whole Kyrie rumors, those started in November, December. Yeah. So we're on the bus. I'm someone, let's talk about everything. Listen, D'Angelo, if Kyrie comes, Kyrie comes. I said, but for you got to worry about yourself to get you a max contract. Mm-hmm. And how do you get a max contract? Win.
Yeah.
It's about winning. And people say, hey, if he'd averaged 20 points and we didn't make the playoffs and we were a 9th seed, he might not have got that max. I'm almost guaranteed he wouldn't have got the max.
So you're going into what year?
This is 13.
13. What, drives you still? Because, for instance, last season in the playoffs, everyone knows the play. I actually remember you were broadcasting, and I was so mad.
I'm doing the game. I was
so mad.
No, so I'm doing the game, and you get into a couple of tussles, and I was like, this is what I'm talking about, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen.
I was a fan of it. I was a fan of it. I was mad that they threw you out, right?
I should have got thrown out.
Yes, you should have.
No, he shouldn't have.
Yes, you have.
Thrown out?
No, JD. No. You.
No.
Here's why.
Under high level scrutiny, in the postseason, they want to kill that.
But the push, no punch. The push.
No, it's a push.
He barely moved him on like 350.
Okay. They know what you're doing because they are old school guys, right?
Right.
Everyone knows what you're doing.
Right.
You're defending your teammates.
For sure.
I mean, you came out of that scuffle and your chest was high and you were
if I wanted, the coach had me in a headlock. Hey, Kenny. Hey, you know what it was is because I went to the first row. Jimmy,
that's it. It was the front row.
That's what happened. That's what happened because
once he got to the crowd.
Once I saw the kid get up and move.
But here's the thing: is your action didn't send it to the front row. You got pushed,
that's
and
true.
then you pushed.
But
that was my argument.
And how they work here, Kiki. Shout out to Kiki Vandeweghe. All the fines I've been getting the last 2-3 years standing for my guys is whoever starts it first. And so they believe that even though I believe Joel Embiid It started game one with
the elbow,
vicious elbow
to the face,
and then he gonna laugh about it in the press conference.
Oh yeah.
And then you go back. Did he really get him that hard the second time? I don't know. But for one, I'm still thinking about game one.
Yeah.
We're winning. And then for two, I didn't like how his reaction once he fouled him, the way he kind of looked at him. I said, you know what? I got
but this is
but Jared Allen doesn't have that personality.
No, but Channing, this is the thing about, and this
you
is
need a vet though.
So true,
right?
Because you need a vet to show you the list of things that led up to this, right? It's like, okay, young fella, you get elbowed in your face. That's fine. You can't allow that to happen
again.
Okay, that's fine. When the guy's cracking jokes on the press conference about it, you can't allow that to happen. And then he does it again. You're like, all right, Jared Allen, move over here. I'm going to show you what you go do in this moment. You let him know.
Hold my beer.
Hold my beer. Hold my White Claw. Let me show you.
White Claw.
Let me show you what I'm about to do. No,
are you onto the White Claws?
Yeah.
No,
but you had to show him what needed to be done. We'll introduce you to the White Claw now that you're here.
He does.
Yeah, he's on the White Claw.
I would have got him game two, but I got hurt. Once we won game one, I missed game two. So I was already thinking on game two.
Why did you miss game two?
I had, I think it was my foot.
Oh, you were out.
Yeah, I missed game two. And so that's a whole other story. But no, I was thinking like, man, this guy's laughing. And so what you want is just a hard foul.
Yeah.
So I wanted a hard foul. I didn't want to react to him fouling someone, but I mean,
you did everything that you were supposed to do.
You're supposed to.
You're
No one else on your team is built like that.
Hey,
no offense.
For sure.
Yeah. No one else on your team is built like that.
Damari, potentially.
But nobody else really.
Damari weighs like
had
185.
Ed Davis.
He was hurt though. He missed.
But that was the thing. There's a lot of guys on your team. When you look at Dinwiddie, when you look at Karis LeVert, you look at D'Angelo, all of these guys, Joe Harris, they were in this position for the first time. And you have to let people know that, look, 7 games in a playoff series is going to be a battle. And it's going to be a test of mental, emotional.
For sure.
There's going to be all that stuff. And if someone's laughing at you after elbowing you in the face, and which really could have hurt you, if you're not going to do anything about it, even if it's a hard foul, then you're going to lose this series. The series is already over.
For sure.
Why is everyone picking on you?
I mean, I wouldn't really say it's picking on me. I would say for me, for one, I wanted to go off what he said. You know you're doing it right when the owner sends you a text after.
Yeah.
So when Joe Tsai took it, hey, Jared, thank you for saying that for a guy. So that's how you know when you're the right when the owner, which is very rare. It doesn't really happen like that.
Yeah, some owners will push players.
And I'll say this. I don't think they're picking on them. If I wanted to beat the Nets, right? If I want to beat the Nets, right? And this is just keeping it a bean.
Keeping it a bean.
Karis LeVert,
D'Lo, all you guys are young.
Yep.
And they are very much, they don't know how important each game is yet.
Sure not.
And that physicality.
You know who I know knows how important each game is?
Yeah.
The vet.
The vet.
Yes.
So if I can punk the vet, right? It sends a huge message to the rest of them. Honestly.
Now you
when we were in the playoffs, we were like, we're going at this dude, right? The score. When the score goes in, whoever he's guarding, we're going at him 5 different times.
Right.
Yeah.
Because now he goes, shit, I have to play defense. Like, I can't worry about scoring. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Like, I play good defense to run the same play again. Oh, shit. Like, what's going on? So I think your value was they're worried about you. And all actuality, and this is a compliment and kind of disrespectful, who the F is Jared Dudley?
For sure. No.
Yeah. But they're going at you because they know you're that heartbeat of
I was trying to set the tone and say, listen, the playoffs is a totally different level.
Oh,
I mind it. I hadn't been there in a couple of years, but
But you know.
I've been there for
right?
I'd have been there 4 or 5 years out of my 12, 13 years. And so, for one, how they came to the game, their mindset, even though we won game 1, they were happy with game 1. Game 1's gone. So game 2, me and Ed doesn't play, we get blown out.
Yeah.
So already when you get blown out, we're now down going into game 3. So now it's like, oh, we're happy. Let's just get one game. And so once we lose game 3, game 4, I come and I mean, and Channing and RJ would tell you, I'm a laugh, fun guy. I was all serious game 4. Yeah. And so when we locked it, that's why we came out with the lead. I'm in D'Lo's face, and it's each possession by possession. And now they'll take these experiences like Steve Nash. We lost game 1 when I was with Channing to Portland. He said, hey, never get too high in a win, never get too low in a loss. Stay even keel, keep your mind right. And so you try to pass down knowledge to these guys where, hey, now they're looking, they had Kyrie, KD.
You remember
they get to the finals guarding, now. Now time's clicking. Yeah,
now the clock.
You remember Steve was guarding Andre Miller?
Yes.
And me, myself, Steve, Grant, JD, Amari, Robin were like talking with the coach, and we're like, we got to put somebody bigger on Andre
yeah.
Miller. So we're like, who is there at that year? Nicholas Batum was kind of like their jack of all trades guy,
Right.
but he was only averaging like 10.
Yeah.
We said, put Steve on Batum and make Andre shoot. So now Batum is handling, right? Because they want to put Steve in every pick and roll. So he said, dude, Amari goes, I can guard that dude. So we would switch, right?
Yeah.
Now the switch goes from, Steve being the bottom weak side guy, basketball talk, Steve being the bottom weak side guy with Batum, who all he had to do was stand there and shoot threes, to now Grant or Jay Rich or one of those guys that were there. So it like changed the whole complexity of the series. But the fact that we are talking and that Steve Nash, a two-time MVP, was like, yeah, for this matchup, I'll go guard this guy for the betterment of all of us so that we can win.
And that's why, like, again, I stayed out of the whole little Twitter battle.
Right.
But why I started, not defensive, but I was like in a basketball IQ defensiveness, because I watched every single thing that went down in Brooklyn, right? And how a team that was not expected to do what they were supposed to, or did what they did, accomplished something, and I saw how you were a vet the entire time, and all of a sudden the Lakers bring you in, right? The Lakers bring you in, and it's like, yo, this is what the Lakers need. They need more people that are willing to accept the role, that are willing to do all of the little things, whether it's in game, out of game. Even in my last couple of years, Channing's last couple of years in Cleveland, I wasn't playing. Like, people were like, oh, you won a championship in 2016. It's like, yo, I played like 60 games that year.
Right.
That means, and I was healthy
what's
all
crazy?
year.
Right.
Him and I knew, based on the matchups, if they watch, right, the first series, I only played, we had specific
Detroit.
people.
I saw you.
Yeah, Detroit.
Specific people that we would play against.
Right.
That's why everyone goes, oh, you played so good. I said, no. T. Lou, who's a genius,
Smart.
goes, this is your matchup. When you go in, he goes in.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So then when Baines went in, I went in. So then Baines had to guard me. So then they didn't play Baines.
Couldn't play
I didn't
Baines.
play.
Yeah, but
Then they
was small.
played Richards.
And that's what happened over the course of a postseason, and why people that if you really understand the game of basketball and how you want to fill out your team, it was like we played against Detroit, and it was Tobias Harris and Marcus Morris. So then I played.
Right.
Then we went to Atlanta.
I saw him.
And it was Al
I thought you were killing.
Horford
Yes.
and Paul
Yes.
Millsap.
Get that
So you had a
barbecue
bunch-
chicken.
so you had a bunch of bigs. So you had a bunch of bigs
Right.
going against
was
them.
my chance.
Then we went
I
to
got hyped.
Toronto
Sorry.
and Golden
Too hot,
State,
too
and
hot.
then we started to play more small. So I knew in the Atlanta series I wasn't going to get to play, but I'm standing up, I'm cheering for Channing,
Was that
I'm
like your
telling them all
career
the
high?
things you're saying. Yeah.
27?
Yeah.
I think that's a lot of niggas' career. I'm gonna be honest. Somebody asked me that
I
question
meant that as a compliment. It was awesome.
sorry.
Was it your career high of the postseason?
Yeah, I did it twice too.
27?
What'd you do? Was it the other one against Indiana?
Yeah.
Dog.
Oh my God,
Remember?
listen to this.
Dog,
He hit the game-winning three. Remember
Yes,
that?
we were
in
down like
Indiana.
20-something.
And we had him for a walk-off interview. And I gave the most simple, basic, walk me through that play. Channing had no idea it was a game-winning play. Like, he had no clue. He went like possession by possession, spot by spot, and like didn't even know that he hit the
so
like,
I wasn't paying attention to the time.
Jared,
Do you remember
Jared,
Indiana? I didn't know. And remember we ran
All
that
you
in
knew
Indiana
was
where I
that
had the
Nate
game
McMillan
winner.
was behind you.
Right? Do you remember we ran like Memphis? Where
Yes.
we ran like, I think it was called Memphis Twist. So like in this play, I wasn't paying attention to the score. I was only looking at the shot clock. And I was like, oh, well, I thought we had like, a minute and a half. So that ain't nothing. That's a lot of possessions in a close game.
Listen, I'll let him tell his crappy story. Keep going.
But
what did Nate say behind
everyone
you?
was barbecuing. No, listen.
No, this is what happened. Let me stop.
You're done.
Just to give an example.
Okay.
We're walking back to the hotel, the Conrad, the one hotel in Indiana.
The only one.
The only one. So we're walking back.
Indiana's
and
the worst city
there's
in
fans
America.
like kind of laying in a car, and they were like, nice game winner, Channing Frye, blah, blah. And so me and Channing are just walking back, and he was like, game winner? There wasn't a game winner. There was like 2 minutes left. And I'm like, Channing, there was like 16 seconds left. He's like, really? Was there? And I was just like,
Oh man.
Because,
good for you.
okay, in the
Good for
playoffs,
you.
as people know,
He's like,
I mean,
I
it was
wonder.
like 9 passes in the
Yeah, he's
possession.
like, I
and
thought
it
it was
ended in
a
his
game.
hand.
There was a minute and a half
of
left.
ADD.
Yeah.
So like in the
Tad.
playoffs, I love it that I have nothing to worry about other than
You know what?
that.
That's good for everybody else. And
Yes.
that's perfect for him, though.
Yes.
Hey.
Yeah, but okay, when we won Game 7, I literally told Steve Spiro that I was like, I'm having a heart attack because every possession, right? And you know, I got a sensitive heart, dog. Listen, look.
Sure.
I went like this. I said, Steve, I gotta go. I can't do it. And James Jones like, James, just sit down. You might get in. I said, I'm not getting in. I'm not getting in. I don't want to do it. I'm not getting in.
Hey, and this guy's hands are the most sweaty hands. He gets so
disgusting.
And they're cold.
nervous.
And they're cold as
Everything.
Jared, my hands won't warm. Like, man, put them hot packs on, man.
How many years did you play with him?
I mean, at least
5?
3 or 4. At least 3 or 4. Hey,
How many times did you talk your ear off on the bench?
Oh, he's a talker too, though.
We both are talkers, you know. We both are talkers. We both are talkers.
Dude, this guy sat in Cleveland at the end of the bench one game.
God.
I had heard that he talked to everyone. And one time, as a sideline, I was like observing everything, and I look over, and Channing is talking to a fan on the
Oh
internet.
my gosh.
He's turned this
no
way.
one else would
the rest of
listen
the
to
game's
him.
going on. The Channing just over there, just and it was like to a point where like they had to just like they were like, hey, who's gonna sit? I was like, Channing can sit next to me. Channing, just sit next to me, and I just let him.
But
talk.
here's the thing. I can't be in my own head. And we have players, right? We have players like that, though. No. So we have players like that.
You got to.
Kevin,
No,
They
Kevin,
sit.
for
They
sure.
sit and they think
can't
about
overthink.
everything in their head. I'm like, let me just say what I think. Boom, done. And I'm in the moment, right? A lot of things, yoga's good for you.
Right.
In the moment, type
Yes.
stuff. If you're in the moment, you're going to most likely make the right decision. If you acknowledge your mistake, boom. Be in the moment. Say, hey,
You
that
had
wasn't
no
right.
idea
This was right.
You hit a game winner in one of the greatest comebacks in the history of
In
the
one of the
NBA
toughest
postseason.
places to win.
Yeah.
I
in
love.
Indiana.
I'll be honest. Indiana, the city sucks.
Yes.
Indiana, the
Why did you like hitting the shot, Channing?
Tell us.
here's
what did
why.
Nate
At the time,
Why you
young
like-
Channing
hates
had a
Nate
little beef.
McMillan.
I don't want to say I hate him.
I remember you told me you hate him because he didn't play you when he first came over. And listen, that's how I know he's lying because listen, I heard this story. He
Remember we played Portland? Oh.
He bought the suite and had about 100 tickets there. He shot every three. He was looking at Nate McMillan the whole game. And I will give Channing one prop. Every big now shoots the three. Channing, I'm not going to say he was the first, but he was top 5 where when
God,
he first came over.
he's not
when
gonna
he
be able to get
came
out the
over-
door.
Because he only made, I didn't think he made a 3 the year before in Portland.
No.
They never
were-
played him.
They didn't play
Hey,
him.
listen.
He made like over
You seen that?
100
You seen that movie,
All-Star
Other
game.
Guys?
You're right.
Yes.
Hey,
Yeah.
sometimes you gotta let the peacock fly.
Hey,
though.
now that being said, Phoenix was a little more advanced than everyone because of Nash and shooting threes. And
No. Do you remember what?
Yeah.
You weren't there. Remember we were playing 3-on-3?
Yeah, I was
and
there.
Robin was guarding me.
Right.
And Alvin goes, Channing, what the fuck are you doing? I'm shooting these bad twos. He goes, take a step back.
Yep.
And I said, I can shoot this? He goes, shoot the shit out of that.
can shoot
He said,
Alvin
I'll
liked
let
that,
you.
yes.
Alvin goes, I'll let you shoot as many
as you
as you're
want.
open.
Yep.
I will not take you out for missing. I'll take you out for not shooting.
Yep.
He goes, make 1,000, tell me how many you make, and then we'll go from there. If you don't feel comfortable shooting it, we'll figure something else out.
Yeah.
I mean, like, who knows? Like maybe 796. But
hey.
and Nicky Wren was with me.
796.
And Amin knows it, right?
Yeah.
Amin, all right?
Yep,
And he
yep.
was with me too. He picked me
Yeah.
up in that old crusty ass fucking van, right? That was terrible. They signed me. They traded me.
It's so funny because even now I'm at Liquor Facility. Dwight Howard's shooting threes.
What?
JaVale McGee
No,
shooting
no,
threes.
no,
Now,
we can't say
are they
that
going to
out
shoot in the
loud. We
game?
can't say
Are they going
that
to shoot in the
on
game?
TV.
Probably not.
Yeah, probably,
You know?
no, they should not.
Yes, they should not.
Should
right?
not,
No,
right?
but
No. Dwight. Okay, look. There's different types of footers.
Yes.
There's Channing Frye.
for sure.
Is Dwight making them?
When I saw him,
Stop
no,
it.
I mean, no,
Stop
for sure.
it.
I would say this: every NBA player, I mean, they can shoot the ball. It's different shooting and practice in the game.
Yeah.
It's different when it's NBA talent, when
Allie,
they're getting
And
stunted.
Channing's a
Yes.
7'2"
You have to
guard.
be.
Right.
He's a 7'2"
He's getting,
guard.
he's getting really offended that I'm like,
Have you seen
Allie-
him post up since Arizona? No, you haven't.
What?
He didn't even post up in Arizona.
Hey, when the guard switched on him, I'd be like, "Stay home, stay home."
You know what? Hey.
And he would make it. Hell no.
Yeah, he's shooting a turnaround fadeaway.
Hey, listen, Dirk did it. Nobody talks about him. They got his shit on the court. I do it. What is that? What are you doing? Listen, you know what it is?
This is
His
your brain on
equilibrium
drugs.
is a little off because it
This
gives
is
me
your brain on
hips.
drugs.
yeah, this is
Dude.
your brain on drugs.
This is your brain on drugs.
This is a nice Amazon shirt.
Hey,
Amazon,
hey.
hook me up, boy.
You got it on
I'm
Amazon.
Hey,
I'm
but seriously
it.
though.
Yeah. Oh man.
Dude, JD, we had some good years. Now, let me ask you this. The Lakers, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That's the team.
Yeah.
Since I'm on the other side,
Yes.
you guys got a lot of hype.
A lot of hype.
You have a lot of talent. You have a lot of everything except shooting.
What?
I wouldn't say shooting.
Who's your shooters?
No, Troy Daniels. Now he's more of a You know,
Stop it.
Wait, were you on Phoenix when
I was
in
in
Denver?
Phoenix.
Were you? No, I'm saying, were you on Phoenix when we were talking on this podcast? We were kind of saying that the whole team needs to go down to the D League.
That was what Will Barton said that.
Yeah, Will said that.
I came on.
Y'all was trying to like fight.
And we got at Will Barton.
So Troy's like, yeah.
Right.
And I was like, yo, like, what is going on? And apparently, so we record an episode of Road Tripping. It was Will Barton, my guy.
That was on your show?
That was on Road Tripping.
First of all, I think Will Barton
we were
can go,
killing them.
Will Barton is nice.
But he's nice. Will is nice.
He's a dude that has never lifted a weight.
Will just trying to know the business of basketball when you're 20 games under 500.
You can't
on
kill
purpose.
Yeah.
And we're losing on purpose. He's talking about, send it to guys in G League.
No.
G League.
No, but wait. Y'all lost by like 50 points, like 2 out of 3 games in a row.
First 2
you
games.
You don't have to lose on purpose to lose by 50 points. So we was like, they got a bunch
Those
of G
Phoenix
League.
Suns
And he
teams
was like,
are the
man, they need to send all the guys to
talented
G League.
teams in the history
and
of the
Troy
NBA.
Daniels found out. Y'all found out.
Yes.
And they was like literally got into a fight.
For
and I was like, yo, did Road Tripping really start an NBA fight?
For
and I was like, it really did.
It really
We got
did.
that power, though.
So you got Troy, Danny Green,
Danny Green
yeah.
for sure.
Okay.
Guys.
Avery.
So I'm going to say 1.5.
Avery.
You got Avery Bradley, who can shoot the 3.
Here's what I'm going to say.
Y'all got Avery
Now,
Bradley?
nothing against these players.
Avery Bradley signed Avery Bradley. Nice little deal.
When you were napping in France.
Oh, God.
Listen.
You got Jared, who can shoot the 3.
Listen.
You got Kyle Kuzma.
Listen.
Kuzma, we got to get him
Let's
more
talk
efficient.
playoff experience.
Now, I will say
guys, all this regular season, hoopty
Let's
what?
just get to the point.
Doesn't stop it.
Okay.
Avery Bradley, he can go, right? Is he going to sit in the corner and shoot
Gotta stay
threes?
healthy.
No.
Drop 40 pounds.
No.
By the way.
40?
40.
He's only like 6'2".
No way.
Okay.
Drop 40
Troy
pounds.
Daniels.
40. He might-
JD.
maybe-
In my ear, producer. We talked about this on the show.
listen.
40
JD.
pounds.
Post-injury.
Guys.
Post-injury.
Okay. So he gained about 10, 15 more
After
days.
Memphis, this past summer, he
Dwight
dropped 40
Howard about
pounds.
30.
Yeah, he
he
looks-
more chiseled.
Oh,
Yes.
JD.
Terminator.
Here's how it's going to be. Danny Green is solidified.
Okay,
get
one.
that. For when Anthony Davis always
shoot.
shoot. Now that being said, is
Shooting what?
No,
He can shoot
listen,
three.
No. Listen,
Yes,
for
he
one,
can.
he's 18 to 20. He's always been automatic.
He's got
Since been in the
metrics.
league. Now
Perfect.
he's
Okay,
now
I'll give
shooting
you
the
that.
3-ball, and I've seen him now 3.
He's like a young Channing Frye.
How many is he
For sure
shooting?
is.
Stop it.
He's shooting about 3 a game.
3.
Yeah, you
So
have
he
to
makes
now.
1.
You have to.
1 and
right?
3. So that's extra
Okay.
3. Stop it. That's not 3-point shooting.
35% would put him at number 1 on the team last year.
Did you see Kuz with Team USA
Kuz
before he got injured?
No.
Stop it.
Now
Has
we have to
Kuz
shoot.
ever
What
been
are
to
you
the playoffs?
saying? Stop
Who's never
it.
to the playoffs? No.
This is my argument,
No.
though, guys. Everybody talks about what they shoot during the regular season. I've seen a lot of guys during the regular season. You know these lights?
Yeah.
They have an extra like level of light.
For sure.
Right?
I'm with you. No, he's right. No,
These
he's
are
right.
extra
Yeah.
bright.
I'm just struggling
Right?
with
Because
your like
we've earned
legit
this.
hate for the Lakers when it comes to
I- I-
the
No
Hey,
hate.
hey.
I'm only coming from a basketball perspective. Here's my only thing with that team. Can you shoot enough to make AD
Space.
and LeBron
Hey,
effective?
it's a fair question.
Because if you can do that, you guys are
It's a fair
unstoppable.
question. It's a fair question. No,
Yeah.
it's definitely a fair
Because
question.
let's say you guys basketball-wise play Utah.
Right.
Gobert sits inside.
Right.
Shoot it. And you want to shoot 3?
And that's where you put Anthony Davis to the 5. We spacing.
Yeah.
That's what
if he's gonna get once he has to
see
go guard.
that's where and I
yes.
hear the whole Anthony Davis shit play center. When it comes to winning time,
Yeah.
Anthony Davis at the center is the most unstoppable force.
LeBron
top
at the
5 in the
4,
league.
LeBron at the
4.
4.
You can put LeBron at the 4.
Kuzma at the
Kuz
3.
And my thing is for us is, hey, I'm not worried about offensively. We're going to score. It's defensively when we're the communication and talking and stuff like that. And hey,
You guys are a really
the one
big
thing
team.
you'll say about this year, every team has a flaw. So this is not like the last 3-4 years when you guys are going against Golden State and they added KD. It's
Man,
like, okay,
that
listen here.
sucked.
That's done. Hey, when you guys won that finals, let's be honest.
Do you want to bring that back up?
Hey, when you won the finals, what happened? Y'all was leaving Harrison Barnes. Harrison Barnes was 1 for 11, clank. White, because you picking poison. Now it's you play the Clippers.
But you know
Clippers
it's
is
crazy to think how good Harrison
very good.
He was so good.
But people don't understand.
Hey,
He was in his 3rd year, guys.
Third year, 4th or 5th option. You don't touch the ball every time.
No.
You
And we
know how
made
to
him
go.
touch that ball.
And
You
Harrison-
led.
Hey,
and
do you
Harrison-
remember what Draymond Green had the final game?
He killed. He's like 5 from 3.
in the
Do you
first
remember
half.
Yeah.
Do you remember
But you
how
like
many
that, right,
points?
though?
He had
We're
like
talking about-
28, 11.
Are you talking in
He
game
had
7?
something.
Yeah, he was
That was all in the first half, though.
Unreal.
We
And
all respect
nobody-
Draymond. We
Yeah,
all
yeah.
love Draymond. I'm glad he got paid. You want Draymond scoring 2025.
Yes.
Because that means Steph and Clay and all them, less shots. And for one, it feels the crowd, the energy, and people understand.
But
like,
that
hey,
was the moment when Ty got on Braun because he left Draymond open for all those threes. And what happened at halftime? Didn't he go off on him and you guys were what the hell are you doing?
So this what happened. So like Maurice Spades had been kind of like hitting some shots and he was kind of like, and Braun wanted to take him out. He was like, I don't want another person scoring. Like, because that's what happens. You can let the main guy score,
Right.
but you don't want Maurice Spades or anything.
For sure.
And I was like, hey, and even me, I was like, Braun, I was like, dude, like, I'd rather you be on Draymond. He's like, geez, you guys want me to guard everybody? And I was like, not everybody. No. Just Draymond.
Just Draymond.
Just right now. Yeah.
And that's why you got to have guys like Richard Jefferson. And you got to have guys, David West, Channing Frye. It's point because, for one, as good as Braun is, one of the best of all time, there's another vet that can be able to give you some advice.
That's James Jones.
James Jones.
Are you
For
that
sure.
guy?
I was
you're that
more
guy that-
intimidated by James's stares coming off the bench than the coaches. Coach was like, Channing. I'd be like, shit.
And think about James
and then
Jones.
all of a sudden I see James.
And I had
I'm
James
like,
Jones for a general manager when he was assistant general manager. Hey, he was in the weight room for all the players.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
true.
5, 6 a.m. and you can see his work ethic. And for one, a player, I don't care how good you are. I mean, we all know certain players are better. You know who has the IQ. You know who knows what they're talking about. And when they talk, I bet you in James Jones, when he talk, you're going to listen.
Oh, everyone listens.
You just listen.
Everyone listens.
He was watching film and was getting DMPs, and he'd be like, he would literally on the plane.
Right.
I'm drinking wine.
Right.
And he's like, Channing, what the?
Right.
Did you? Okay. What the
No,
F
but
is
the
this,
cool
right?
thing about James,
And I'm
James
like,
will
what?
grab guys
He's
too.
watching this.
He's like, hey, he's like, Richard, you need to be grab guys like for film, but he's also Richard, you need to be in better shape. Come on, let's go work out. So he's one of those guys that works out, and he was the guy. And this is
crazy.
the biggest compliment.
That was
that
crazy.
I
He
could give
diverse
him
climber with
is
the gloves. He had the gloves.
As a 15-year vet, when I was in Cleveland, and I was like, man, I don't know, because I'd only, like I said, even though like I was there and played, but it was like I only played like 60 games.
Right.
They let go of what was the coach's name? Who was our Blatt? Let go of David Blatt, forgot his name.
Yes.
And so there was a lot of flux or whatever, a lot of change. So he was like, Richard, don't worry. When the postseason comes, they're going to do this, they're going to do this, you're going to blah, 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 blah. And I was like, all right, whatever you say. But the fact that like he's calming down a 15-year vet that has experience, that's a skill.
And that's why Braun brought him back every single year. It's a value. And an average fan be like, oh man, why he play? All he could do is shoot threes. He never plays.
First of all, he's one of the top 5 best shooters.
The year before,
to be able to shoot like that, coming cold and not playing the whole game.
he won the.
I only
won the
did that
game.
my last year where I was barbecue chicken.
Because you didn't care no more.
No. I'm not gonna lie. I went out like a soldier,
champ.
dog, like a champ.
You're
like Thanos, dog.
I'm not sure when this is going to air, but can we talk about the fact that you literally told people that you would buy them a ticket to a Laker game if they bought your jersey?
We're doing that. I just talked to, as a matter of fact, today, it's 100 jerseys.
Oh, you have a limit.
You're doing 100, yeah, you're doing 100.
He's like, I'm on a minimum contract.
The reason why we're doing the 100, for one, because most fans can't afford a game, right? And so I do as most teams I've been to. I did in Phoenix and stuff like that. So it's the first 100 to buy. For one, I get my little branding, get my jersey out there, in a couple games.
Right. Little Dudley jersey.
And also, too, for one, I mean, if anyone follows me on social media, there's no player that gets more free tickets than me. That's for one.
Yeah.
In the whole
really?
NBA. Because in Brooklyn, I was giving 4 tickets. Now, I had some extra season tickets, but I'll buy on the road. I'm giving tickets out. But it's for me to welcome to LA.
Yeah.
That I'm here. Hey, get my jersey out there. Give tickets for people that can't afford it. All you got to do is buy, what, a $40, $50 jersey. I don't care if it's a replica. It don't got to be authentic.
It don't have to be authentic.
Yeah.
Go ahead, have
Bro,
that.
they make it out of a
awesome.
T-shirt.
It's got to be a jersey. You better cut it up. You better cut it. You better cut it.
Baby yellow.
You better do what you got. Them bootleggers.
Wait, hold on. So people don't know this story about you, right?
Okay.
You were severely obese coming up.
Obese? I was ACC Player of the Year coming out.
Yo,
No, I said
speaking of that, are you going
High
to bring the chin
school.
strap back?
Yo,
Are you
listen,
really going to do it?
I'm in the beard right now.
You're in the beard.
This is my beard right now.
Allie,
I'm in the beard right now.
Who's wants the chin
we're
strap?
eating breakfast,
The Puerto
and
Rican
I was like,
chin strap.
dude,
The Puerto Rican chin strap.
nobody knows Jared's story, right? Coming out of high school, Jared was severely obese.
Like certified?
Then,
No, because first of all, for a West Coast kid to go to Boston College.
For one, listen.
How did you end up at Boston?
listen. We're bringing it around. We're bringing it around.
Ninth grade, I was chubby. Chubbier.
So you have the
Chubbier.
fat gene.
For sure. I mean, I had the baby fat gene. And then, by my junior, senior year, 2 state titles, player of the year in San Diego. Now, at that time, I didn't have a scholarship because at that time, a tweener was bad. If you were a 3-4, they looked at tweener as a negative. Now it's, everyone's a tweener versatile. And so, as I did for the go ahead.
You came to U of A.
Came to U of A on a basketball
and we
camp.
played. He wanted to get a scholarship. We were playing.
MVP of the camp, which is no good players. no good players. And Lou Olson was just like, you know what? I don't have a spot for you, which they didn't. Arizona was stacked. RJ, Luke Walton, they had Iguodala, Hassan Adams. If everybody remember Hassan Adams, his bounce he had, right?
The lefty, Westchester.
I was like, Lou, a red shirt. He's like, you know what? I was like, you know what, Lou, it's all.
But this was the thing that people don't understand about Lou Olson. He was the most honest.
For sure.
Like, if he wanted
told
you.
you no.
Yeah, no. If he wanted you, he wanted you. But if he didn't, but he wouldn't do that to you. But that's a compliment.
For sure.
Because he put you in a better spot. Because what you didn't want is to not play for 2 years.
Right.
Then have another monster come in. Your junior year, you're like, I'm ready to play. Yes. Here comes Andre Iguodala. And you're like, oh, shit.
No, I appreciate it.
Okay, so did that motivate you then? So were you leaner your junior and senior year?
I was my junior year. I wasn't. My senior year, I was. Junior, Nate Carter, he went to Oklahoma. He was player of the year at San Diego his senior year. Then eventually, I recruited. I was going to go to prep school. Back then, kids from the West Coast, they didn't go to prep school. So I was going to go to South Kent in Connecticut. I'm already graduated. I'm going to go to South Kent. BC had 2 players get kicked off their team in July.
For what?
One was Ryan Sidney pistol whipped his girlfriend.
Oh. Yeah, never good.
Never good. And one was grades. And actually it was 3. And the number 1 recruit in high school, he went to Minnesota, I forget his name, got homesick. If you've ever been to Boston in that cold weather, that's how it happened to him. So he was gone. So, hey, they were begging me. When I got there to BC, like, hey, Jared, so I signed in August. I enrolled in school 2 weeks later.
What? You didn't have a deal that
didn't have no deal to that late. I was like, yo, hey. So I was like, hey, I ain't going to prep school. Went there. And really, the rest the rest
they don't
is history.
know your history. So you guys led the NCAA in technicals.
We led NCAA technicals my junior year.
Channing told me you did.
I did.
You did?
I did. And then
that was cornrow.
It was cornrow Dudley.
Cornrow Dudley.
You don't know me. See, I used to dunk back then. And so every time I got a dunk, I got technical. Every time. And so our coach, Al Skinner, playing the NBA, was like, hey,
Skinner,
I don't care what you do. If you get a technical, we better be winning by 10 points or more. So all my technicals were strategic. And then the agents came in by my senior year. They said, Jared, no more technicals. 8 teams don't want to see that. I didn't get 1 technical my senior year.
Yeah. You was about the business.
Yeah, about the business. So before, as a kid, you don't know. It's like, you're eating everything, and now you're on a diet. And now you have to eat certain stuff.
You're
so you
on a
got
diet.
because late night. Channing Fry, I know at U of A, I know you guys are doing late night.
We use late night.
Sure.
Roll tacos.
It's like Zion right now. Zion probably about 2 8. You seen Zion in Summer
He needs
League?
to get skinny. I don't care what anybody says about Zion.
He will lose.
He needs to lose weight.
They'll be on him, the nutritionist, and you'll see Zion before season. He'll be 20 pounds lighter than you.
Not a chance.
He better be.
He didn't work out all summer. Ask him. You heard him talking about him and your boy RJ Barrett were talking about Wendy's. On this
with French fries.
Yeah,
okay, you can't tell me though that you guys weren't eating and drinking that kind of stuff when you were fresh into the league.
No, we definitely no the league. No. Once you hit the league.
Listen, I was shredded. Though. You could be shredded and eat what you want. You can't be
good genetics, man. Get out of here, man.
Fat and eating what you want and try to play in the NBA. Wow.
Look at this guy.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
No, but
honestly though, here let's ask about that. Like, do you think Zion's body? Not him. Do you think that type of body can hold up 82 games?
Go ahead.
No, that's you.
As of right now, with the body I saw in Summer League, no, for sure not. And I think that he's too heavy. I think that he knows he's too heavy. And hey, when I signed my contract,
what have you done?
What'd you do? I've been working. Hey, listen,
you're so lean.
Hey, so literally when I signed, and so people understand when you get older, a lot of times you start recruiting teams. Like, once you get the 12th, 13th year, you tell your agent, hey, I want these 3 or 4 teams. Hey, so for me, we hit Rob Pelinka. I talked to Rich Paul. I want to get to. I've been wanting to play with Braun for 4 or 5 years. Yeah. Just because, for one, he makes it easier.
Want you.
He didn't want me.
He makes it easier.
He didn't want me, but now he wants me. Now he wants me.
Oh, you're like the light-skinned Richard Jefferson.
For sure.
You're like a combo of both of us.
Hey, that's fine.
You talk as much as me, but you're as light as him.
You gotta have it. Hey, every team gotta have one of us.
Yeah,
every team gotta have one.
That's not that funny.
But you got in between here, like you got.
I'm on my Doc Rivers cut. My Doc Rivers cut.
Yeah, you should just let it go.
Nah. I keep it edged up. No, but literally, when I signed, I went to Vegas. I go to Impact every year, but I went 3 weeks earlier. And I'll be honest with you, when you have a wife and kids and you're doing something like that, it's harder.
It makes you want to go to Vegas earlier.
For sure. And then 3
weeks, man.
Both. But no, and I won't even say, like, we have a group chat, and I won't expose we have a group chat, but LeBron's inspiration, I won't lie, it makes me work harder. I've been doing, even when I got back here in LA, 2 days at nighttime. Like,
JD. He's psycho.
He is crazy.
I didn't know that.
People don't know that. People don't know.
It's
absurd.
Hey, it's absurd. Like,
he
so
was doing Rise Nation classes before training camps.
Hey, I'm going to do my Rise Nation tomorrow morning. Hip-hop class. You going to show me? Come on, man. 8:45.
No. I'm the 8:30 berries. Holla at me.
8:30 berries?
You know what I am? 9:30 mimosa.
Hey, I would be there. I was here at 8:45, but no 8. And so it's the first time I've had Nash. I've had leaders, but most of my leaders are more like, hey, they would follow, not really, talking. CP was, but it wasn't more like, hey, I'm going to bring everyone together. And he's bringing everyone together.
So he
brings everyone together, and I'm listening to him. And literally one time he sent a text out and sent like a video picture with it. I went to go work out that night. I was like, yo, I said, and so I haven't been on a team where you can compete for a championship since 2010. That's 8 years ago.
We didn't even know what we had.
And at the time, we didn't know. And then once we got to the playoffs, we beat the Spurs. Like, yo, we can win the chip.
Listen, why are you
when
bringing
Steve
that up?
cried, I said, oh, shit.
Why are you bringing that up?
Yes.
When
Steve Nash cried.
the second round.
So bad.
The second round. It's a crying finals. Like, so it's just the playoffs.
Steve Nash cried?
It never beat the Spurs.
I promise you.
Where are you going? What are you doing? Just pee in the bottle.
Talking about mimosas at 9 a.m.?
Just pee in the bottle.
No, I'll be
road tripping.
He's tripping on the road.
So you get that emotion, and then I'm seeing these texts, I'm seeing the group chat, and he's leading everything. I'm like, yo, I'm working out. You watching what you eat and how it is. And so when I get here, and it's been really, really cool. Like, he's obviously filming Space Jam 2. Here's a little info for you guys. He's doing pickups there. So we had pickups were at 6 a.m. Yeah. So we have DeRozan, Draymond Green, all these guys playing pickup. I'm getting up at 5 in the morning, 4:30, getting there at 5:15 to stretch out, get ready. And the pickup starts at 6.
Ready to go.
He's already worked out.
Yeah.
And so
he's got an issue.
For sure.
That's what the thing.
That's the great ones.
The great ones. And that was the thing, like, when people were like, "Oh, he doesn't care about this anymore," and I was like, "Dude,
they don't even
know." I know. Everyone thinks because I play with him that I go to defend him, blah blah blah. Which is there's a small
little bit
piece of that, small piece of that out of respect.
Right.
But the other part about it is like, y'all don't understand.
I was going to say, I think that's more so than anything. Like, I don't care the fact that I just think that is such an asinine response. When people get on you because
people are idiots, though. That you have to understand that. Like, if you get on social media, you realize that the majority of people out there are stupid. And if you're offended, you're probably one of them. If you're not offended, then you're not one of the stupid people. So the statement doesn't really affect you, right? But there's a lot of stupid people out there that will just make up their minds like, oh, he doesn't care, he did this, and it's like. But you can only have enough NBA players that work out for a living. Look at that man and be like, no, he's different. Same with Kobe. Same with MJ. There was like, Jerry Rice, Karl Malone. All of these guys are just different the way they go about their training.
So I feel like every time a new guy would come in to those years in Cleveland, the one that stands out to me the most is Kyle Korver because he kept it so honest. He felt like every time he played against LeBron, he would get every call. And it was the most annoying thing ever. And now that he's played with them, he's like, that dude gets no calls. No calls at all. What has been your take about him as a player in general? You said you wanted to play with him for 4 or 5 years, but
early on when he was getting more to the basket, I thought in Miami days he would get more calls. Now is to be honest, like when you hit the 33, 34, even before then, your knees ache. So you drive less.
Yeah.
He's using his body and strength. And so because that this league is about, as you see, the Harden's athleticism, either A, you got to trick the refs, or B, you got to be way more athletic where they know, hey, the only way you can stop him is to foul him. And so with LeBron now, he still scores, but he scores when you're on your hip.
Yeah.
So he's not fully by you. And so they don't give you a lot of those calls. If you see the Westbrooks, he gets by you. He uses athleticism. Harden plays out. LeBron's not trying to trick no one.
He can't flop. He sucks at flopping.
He
sucks.
It's almost funny. You're like, dude, you ain't 290.
He goes, I don't know how to. He goes, I don't legitimately know how to flop. And I'm like, all the things that you know, and that's one of the things that you don't have in your game.
Here's a funny thing that I saw. Like, Braun is strong. Right. Strong as shit.
For sure.
The moment I knew he was on, like, I said, all right, I probably don't want to fight this dude. Right? We were playing Detroit, and Andre Drummond is a tree trunk of a human being.
For sure.
Big dude.
For sure.
Braun, one time, pump faked him and went, bink, and like, it just looked like this from the bench. I saw it. The rest couldn't see it, right? Because the rest on this side. I saw Andre Drummond fold. You know, hey, look like a kid when the wind get knocked out of you. I said, oh, shit. Right? Because if you notice Braun, we do the squats.
He in that weight room.
Oh, he in that weight room.
He in that weight room.
No, but he ain't really in the weight room. He's in there with the same 45s. You have never seen LeBron lift more than 135 pounds ever.
I mean,
no, I'm not.
I don't know what he's doing. Maybe I need to lift less. Because when he hit that big man, right? And I saw that man crumble, I said,
I don't want that action.
I don't want that
but that's
action.
the thing. So, like, again, you've been here, and, like, there's things that I think as a player you would be like, no, I don't believe that.
Right.
But then when you get here and you're like, oh, they're saying that Braun, you know, he's more focused on X, Y, and Z. And all of a sudden you're like, I get tired of his page at 5:20. He's like dripping in sweat, and I'm just like, dude, like screw you, screw you. And, like,
I can't live like that. I tried.
Are you legitimately excited?
Legitimately excited because I mean every athlete gets excited around August, September. Because you put your work in, you get back in the swing of things, your body starts feeling good because you go through a soreness like, hey man, do I still got it? And then you get past it, you get in game shape. But this is different because for one, championship contenders. Now that being said, it could be 8 teams.
Yeah.
But for one, you have a chance.
Yeah.
For two, I'm with the Laker brand. So when you win a title different places, it has more meaning. Depending on where you go. For one, they did it in Cleveland. They didn't win it how long? How it was in Cleveland?
50 years.
How it is, right? And so you win a title in LA, it sets up everything. Sets up everything for one, not even life after basketball, your legacy when it comes to how it is. Like, you look at Derek Fisher, how he's working out, Robert Ory.
Me and Channing would not be here right now had we not won this championship.
Drinking wine right now because it's championship right here, man.
Yeah.
And so it sets it up. And so for me, life after basketball. Right?
I'm going to tell you this. There is no greater feeling.
Right.
You have kids.
Right.
Kids is life.
Number 2.
When you win, nobody ain't gonna tell you shit.
Nothing.
What you gotta say to me? Hold on.
Right.
What you gotta say?
Yeah.
Oh, you suck. Hey, and suck on this $56,000 championship ring.
And I was so
suck on that.
We were both fortunate that we did.
Barbecue chicken the shit out of your team.
But I'll say this: when I started to get past like my prime and all that stuff, I was like, God, how much would it mean to win a championship, kind of like past your prime at the end, maybe play, not play. It means a lot more because people don't understand the value that Channing had on Kevin's mentality, the value that you'll have on these younger guys' mentality. So you might not necessarily, or I might not necessarily earn it on the court playing 25 minutes, but it's the 82 games, it's the keeping guys in check, it's the holding guys accountable. Those are the things that lead to the success in a team, and that's how, like sometimes how your ring is won and earned. It's not purely based off of just playing.
Where it's like, listen, guys, we've lost 2, but they're back-to-backs because we've gone Denver, Utah. Everyone does this trip, but then we look at our next 6. Let's win 5 out of these 6. We're back in third place.
So my question to you guys, do you guys pay for a meal in Cleveland when you go back?
Yeah. Oh,
we pay for meals, not drinks.
Not drinks, okay. There you go. Hey,
and honestly, I drink most of my meals anyway.
You see his body.
Yeah. Well, he's still on the first year. I'm on the, like, I had a good run.
Richard is now, look. Richard didn't look like that the first year. This dude is doing nothing but upper body lifts. He's looking at men's health every day for new workouts.
Hey,
me? You know what I'm looking at?
That's what Grant Hill's doing.
10 pounds.
Grant Hill got shredded.
That's how they do. Like, they give them, even they want their first year, and after that,
take testosterone implants.
I think, to be honest, I can't wait to take testosterone. But
what?
I'm literally
like,
Channing, can you let us all know about your Botox secret?
I'm on that Wilson Chandler.
I'll do it.
Can we dive into it?
Sweaty. Yeah, I'm really sweaty.
Let's see your abs.
There is no more abs.
Let me see see the abs. Let me see the abs. Flex it. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. No. Lift up the shirt. Show us your abs.
No, dog. This is
This is why we put it on TV.
It's not me. The carpet.
It's a white carpet. You
Listen,
can't.
show us your abs. We'll do it before and after.
This is listen.
Let's do it before
This
and
is
after.
not safe for work if I bring this.
How are you friends with these guys?
Hey,
How are you friends?
people understand you have to have guys like this on the team because, for one, there's so much emotion this season, stress.
So long.
Coach, it's so long. You have someone just to ease the mood.
Yeah.
Someone
Seriously.
to crack a joke, laughing around. Hey, you lose 3 in a row. Who cares?
Yeah.
We're gonna go out. We're gonna have
we
dinner.
can't,
Everyone
but
drink some
you- I mean,
wine.
but like-
It happens.
Sometimes you lose.
This is what I'm saying. Wait till you get to the dinners. The dinners are a good time this day.
I'll tell you this.
Dinners are
the
a good
dinners
time.
are a good time, but the dinners are long.
They're
so-
about 4 to 5 hours. So, like, plan your night accordingly.
For sure.
just like,
For
Come
sure.
on, bro. I gotta cut that down to an hour, bro.
No. It's like he gonna send the text, and you gotta go like the first like 7 or 8 times.
For sure.
And look, the good news is it'll be like Oklahoma City. It'll be in like
Man.
some shit cities.
Okay.
And it'll be like Oklahoma City or like Milwaukee. We're gonna go to this restaurant.
You gonna eat
We're
good.
gonna have the football game on.
San
So you just gotta
Francisco.
go and you just gotta
great.
just
You wanna
chill.
do that.
Because this is the thing, and I will give a compliment to Bron. Is it in those moments he understands that the more I break bread with you, the more I can get on you.
For sure.
The more I break bread with you, the more we get to know each other, the more we have conversation. And I stand by this. Road tripping was started based off of those dinners. Because we would sit there, 8 of us, and we would be like, all right, who's the best small forward ever? Who's the best this? Or who's the, and we would just sit
For
there
sure.
and just talk and
Talking,
drink wine.
barbershop.
And for, yeah.
Speaking of that, Kevin McHale-
He say something on you, he something on you.
So like, we would do all that,
Right.
and you were like, yo, like this is like, okay, maybe we should edit some of it out, but a lot of this is like stuff that I feel like fans would like to hear in a non-controversial
sure.
way. Like, let's just have fun and shoot the shit. And so a lot of this and this idea was based off of those dinners.
Right.
And like,
And you're
the
seeing a
dinners
lot of
are
people
great
copy
time.
this idea.
I see it.
Yeah.
You guys are authentic
And-
right here.